Right, this is a quick walk around video, and this is for a Honda CR-V 2.2 EX diesel. 63 plate car, as you can see here. This one's a low mileage one, just on 39,000 miles, and it's fitted rather with this really lovely options pack, which I think is referred to as the urban pack on these later vehicles. But you can see there with the silver trim at the lower, below the reg number there. But it makes the car look absolutely fantastic. A good looking car anyway, but this on top really stands out. And the car is in beautiful condition, just only a tiny amount of age-related wear, which you get on any used car. I promise you, I can't see a stench if there's any note on there at all. You come on the near side of the car first. Come on the flanks there, absolutely mirror smooth from the panel work. Front wing and front bumper corner completely clean. Near side front alloy clean as a whistle. Worth pointing out that there's really good tyres in this car all around. There's tons and tons and tons of tread on them. But the panel work on this near side, very clean indeed. Inside rear alloy again, very clean. Back of the car. You've got parking sensors and a parking camera on these vehicles as well, so it makes it easy to manoeuvre and hopefully avoid sort of giving them a good old bash. And then you can see down there again these extended lower trims on this pack, and up high here we've got the high level rear spoiler. It just really adds to the stance of the car. It looks absolutely fantastic, it really does. And then offside of the car, as with the near side, can't see any indentations at all in the panel work of the car at all. Offside rear alloy, completely clean, so marked on there. Panel work again, absolutely beautiful, it really is. The final wheel, and offside front there, just a tiny bit of light curbing right on the outside, but absolutely minuscule. Been pretty hard on the car. Overall, used car, that's an absolutely lovely condition and a really good looking example as well. Coming to the back of the car now, of course, it's absolutely enormous boot area on these CR-Vs. You can see their little handle there. Pull that back and it drops the seats down in one motion. Power outlet there as well. Also got a 60/40 fold on the rear seats, but all been kept very nicely. Worth pointing out, of course, EX spec, so you've got the power tailgate on the car. Press the button there, it drops down exactly as it should. Coming to the back of the car now, rear door card, absolutely as clean as a whistle. This one, as I said, benefits from the, well, it says in Everett rather, this lovely interior. It looks absolutely fantastic on the car. It's in very good condition. You can see there, huge amount of rear leg room on the car, and all the carpeted areas have over mats on them as well to protect the carpet underneath, but really is in fabulous condition. Let's go to the front of the car now. Driver's door card, as with the others, looks pretty much as new. Full electric window bank switch there, and also electric wing mirror, and then we've got memory buttons for the electric driver's seat as well. All areas underneath here, just to show you, that's actually an overmat protecting the mats underneath. Where I get in and out, it's can get a bit muddy, so I like to keep them as clean as possible. So as I said before, electric driver's seat there. Driver's seat is in very good condition, only a tiny amount of entry and exit wear as you'd expect to see in any car with leather, which is completely in keeping its age and mileage. And then passenger seat looks absolutely beautiful. Look up above our heads, we've got this huge one-piece glass panoramic roof rather, and just a flick of a switch there, and you can block out the light coming in if you so wish. But days like today, you want it beaming in like that. So inside the car now, engine's running as it has been all the way through. Pardon me. Passenger door card there again, looks absolutely beautiful. Dashboard, in all honesty, just looks like brand new. It's a wonderful dashboard, but it has been kept absolutely fantastically. You can see there, you've got the high-up display there for car information, then this lovely big dominating touchscreen for the sat nav. Pop into reverse there, and we've got a lovely clear gridded parking camera as well. Then down below, dual zone climate control system, all working absolutely perfectly. 6-speed gearbox lever, again all the gear gator, it's in lovely condition. And then obviously you've got your heated seats and a power outlet down there as well. In the centre console you've got more power outlets and auxiliary leads and all sorts of stuff going on there that I don't ever really use because I'm old. And then in here we've got information display on there as well, and it just gives you sort of various information on the car. And then you can see there 39,582 miles and no warning lights on the car at all. Steering wheel looks and feels like new in hand. Got auto lights, auto wipers, audio's on the top left there, and then information on the right hand side with the cruise control rather. And then we've got information on the bottom right and hands-free functions on the bottom left there. But overall, we're looking at a car, very high spec one as well, which is in absolutely fantastic condition. What will or should follow this video in due course will be a road test of this very car. Nearly forgot to show you this. Owner's manual pack, navigation and car manual, and lock and wheel nut key is here and present with the car. Do apologise for that. But then this is a road test video, and this is for a Honda CR-V 2.2 EX diesel. This particular car is registered, I'll tell you in a minute, RV63XOW, and mileage is 39,582 miles. Reason for the road test videos is simple. We just want customers to see the cars in operation prior to them coming to see us. That way, if there's any issues with the vehicle, and I mean any issues with the vehicle, we can and we do relay them back to you. We've been on the receiving end of travelling for many hours to go and see cars, and only to be confronted with a car with an issue which we clearly should have been told about, and the same applies to you. We just want to make sure that customers don't have that issue that we had. The road test also done on the same road test on the roads just outside our premises, so hopefully will be representative of what you should see and feel yourself if interested in buying the car and subsequently going for a test drive. So coming back to the car, it's been a very, very well looked after car, this one. Obviously low mileage, so I'm not anticipating much, if anything, to report back to you, but I will give any feedback I can, and just what I think on the vehicle as well. Engine starts absolutely instantly. Press of a button on these EX versions. It's a very, very, very refined diesel engine, this. It's got extra sound deadening in these later ones, and it's very subdued, very quiet, very, very economical too, but it's got plenty of punch. It's pretty much the perfect engine, top of which they are brilliantly reliable and long lasting. There's no silly cam belts on them. They've got proper cam chains, so there's no scheduled service at all for those. But it's just a lovely unit. It's a really, really lovely unit, and there's absolutely no warning lights on the dashboard relating to the engine or any other part of the car. Engine then feeds through clutch and into gearbox. Bear with me a second, just pop back. Clutch on the car is very, very smooth in operation. Its bite point is exactly where you want it to be, and it bites absolutely perfectly. Clutch then feeds through into the Honda 6-speed gearbox. I say it again, I maintain it. This gearbox, in all honesty, should be in a sports car. It's short in throw, snappy, quick, precise, accurate, well weighted. Feels like it's got machined precision to it. Mounted absolutely perfectly on the dash in terms of how you use it. But it's a brilliant gearbox. It reminds me of a gearbox from many years ago Honda did in the Preludes, the first generation ones. It's got that lovely weighting to it. They've got it absolutely perfect on this car. I'm doing it for fun really, just to show you on the video, but it is such a good gearbox, and there's absolutely no wear in it at all in terms of the linkage that I can feel in operating the car now. It's just brilliant. So in terms of powertrain of the car, much as expected, nothing to report. It drives sensationally well.
steering on the vehicle, one of the later electronic power steering systems, you know, of which I'm not a huge fan, I'm going to be brutally honest, but it is one of the better ones, because, you know, it's pretty artificial, but it gives you very, very accurate steering, very precise. It doesn't give you any feedback as such. You know, I used to love the old ones, used to squirm around a little bit in your hand and writhe over the bumps and crests. This just stays perfectly still, and it's, you know, it's very, very good for this new breed, and there's lots of advantages of, you know, for the reasons they do it, reliability, etc., sort of less power sapping in terms of the engine. You know, but I said I do prefer the older systems, but this, as I said, is very good, and I can't detect any wear in it at all. Likewise, the suspension of the vehicle, very, very well judged on these CRVs. Going through corners like this one, very little body roll, really well controlled body motions, very well damped, so even though it's firm enough to allow a lack of body roll, it's supple enough not to be jarring when you're going over the bumps. And it's such a good compromise for passengers, especially those that sit in the back. Taller, high up vehicles, high central gravity means invariably people get sort of swayed from side to side, and that can sort of result in sort of car sickness and motion sickness. But my kids who, you know, do suffer from it, never suffer from it in these CRVs, and it's, you know, it's a very, very well thought out car. There's also absolutely no wear showing on the suspension in terms of any sort of noises emanating from underneath, because it's absolutely silent from underneath. There's no sort of metallic noises, clonks or bangs or anything else, which is, you know, quite often what you tend to hear if you've got any kind of slack or play in it. You know, it as with the rest of the car, just feels and drives as if the car's brand new. It just has that solidity and toughness to it, which I absolutely love. Also, whilst at speed, just listening out for any kind of wind noise that shouldn't really be there, because obviously you've got a lovely big glass panoramic roof, but obviously if there's any seals with any sort of damage done to them, you don't get kind of annoying wind hiss in, but this is very, very quiet in here indeed. You know, they're very good long distance cars, but as I said, no noises coming back through that shouldn't be there. Brake pedal on the car, give it a good shove. Nice solid brake pedal. I checked the discs and pads, they all looked very good underneath when we put the car through the workshop. But the pedal itself has no kind of vibrations or pulsing, which means it sort of suggests all in very good order indeed. So it's getting a bit darker now, as it's sort of the lights are running out on me, so I do apologise. I'm running a bit late doing this video today. Just checking the cruise control system, that's all working exactly as it should. Looking around inside the car, these are really lovely, lovely places to sit and drive a car. Now, most modern cars have good driving positions. They've kind of learned the lessons from the past. Not all, to be honest with you, but this one, you sit straight ahead. You've got a beautifully, beautifully built interior. There's not a hint of a squeak or a buzz or trim rattle from the interiors. They build them absolutely brilliantly, Honda. But they're also very nice places to sit and operate the car from. Very comfortable, really good visibility. All the primary controls are absolutely spot on, and also of a very, very high quality indeed. Obviously, EX specs. We've got this, you know, high up displays there for vehicle information. Then we've got this touchscreen sat-nav system, which for technophobes like me is actually very easy to use, which is a wonderful thing to know. Then down below that we've got a dual zone climate control system, so you can do side to side on the car. But it's just the quality of the switches, which is just so nice. It works with a real precision and accuracy, and it's, you know, it's obviously designed to last a huge number of years and many thousands of miles. And, you know, it just feels, everything I'm feeling and touching in here feels like new in my hand. But that's the way Honda make them. They are, you know, they're very, very good at doing this kind of thing. Heated seats, I've got them on now because it's a chilly old day today, working exactly as they should as well. Coming to the main binnacle, all very straightforward, all information working exactly as it should. Again, because I'm old and grumpy and don't like change, I actually preferred the last generation's dashboard. I found it a simpler system with two big symmetrical dials for sort of speed and revs. This one has got a big dominating speed in the middle and a smaller rev counter on the left, and other information on the right hand side, temperature and fuel. But I find it slightly over fussy, I've got to be honest with you, but it actually works very well, so doesn't detract from the car in any way. Incidentally, the temperature gauge is running at a third, which is exactly where it should be on a Honda car, and obviously this is sometime in the road test. Obviously we've got auto lights, auto wipers, all working absolutely perfectly. You can just sort of switch them on, it'll turn the lights on as soon as you really need them. And then the steering wheel, small in diameter, nice to hold, and again, as with all the other stuff, feels pretty much as new. And you've got all the buttons very easily accessible as well. So the cruise control here on the top right by my right hand thumb, and on the left hand side we've got information display for up on the screen there, and then bottom left we've got the hands-free function and voice activation stuff down there, and then bottom right we've got further information for the main binnacle in the middle there. But it drives absolutely beautifully. The point of the video, as I said at the start, was to pick up on any issues there might be with the car. I wasn't expecting any, and there aren't any. And as I say in all of my videos, that's not because we don't try, we do. And on many of my previous videos I have highlighted issues on cars, but there's nothing on this one at all. It drives absolutely beautifully. However, as always, if I've missed anything on the video, don't hesitate, do please give us a call and I'll happily answer any questions you might have.